let's get started then. What is ARKHIA? Why is it of interest? And why would you want to know more? So empowers Web3 developers, and we have comprehensive tooling, infrastructure, and a rich suite of APIs for your development needs. So we have 3 verticals, and this is kind of, you can see it as a very complete API and infrastructure gateway into your developers, into a development experience. We have fast, high availability environment for enterprise and application scaling companies. It's scalable, and also with a rich suite of APIs that allow you to tap into, at the moment, the Hedera ecosystem, which is our first protocol that we support. So a little bit under the hood, what do we have? So like I mentioned, mainly enterprise-grade infrastructure, APIs, and platforms. So let's talk a little bit about the first one. For anyone that doesn't know about the Hedera network, they do provide community service nodes that allow you to tap into DLT data. One of the main parts and caveats to it is that it's very limited per request per user. So if you're actually serious about building enterprise-grade applications that demand volume, that demand reliability, that will not get you running for long. And that's where that demand for value came in from ARKHIA, in the sense that the infrastructure that we provide provides you with all the perks of what a proper enterprise-grade infrastructure can provide, right? So we have our mirror node from Hedera, mainnet and testnet, monitoring system, load balancing, auto scale. So if you have spikes, if you have long demands for data, we're there to cater for that. A very important feature, right? Dedicated TPS per client, security monitoring. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a bit. And we also have a very rich suite of APIs. So we have the native gRPC API and REST API, which are connected to the mirror node. And we have the JSON RPC relay, which allows you to translate and interact with EVM data through Hedera, which is pretty interesting. So we're going to cover that a bit in the live demo, because it's interesting how these pieces kind of fit together. And we're coming out with a platform with an augmented API, which is Watchtower, which I also will do a little demo. And what is it about? It's basically about very easy to stream and subscriptions to DLT data through sockets. So that's going to make like your experience Web3 even easier. And then talk a bit about the platform. So we have a few things like stats, auto scale, on demand, status page, our own explorer, and a few other things that kind of let you kind of get up and running with Hedera. And we just kind of help you through that process, right? Also with it, also customer support and community. So that's something we offer for you to onboard with Hedera more easily. A little bit more about ARKHIA infrastructure. We use GCP, standard Google Kubernetes engine, so a network orchestrator, microservices that are scalable. We have comprehensive 24/7 monitoring. So if there's something happening with our nodes, we know for sure that we can respond. DLT, obviously, massive data structures. They accommodate a lot of terabytes. Hedera has been a very active protocol lately, and also that kind of builds up on space, right? So if you want, you don't have to worry about that. So all you need is just to kind of sign up through our application, and we take care of all of that. Like I was saying, quite important, dedicated TPS per client. So think about, you're going to deploy an application, you have an NFT campaign, or you have a decentralized exchange, or you just possibly an enterprise application that you need that reliability. We give you your own dedicated highway of data to our infrastructure. So there's no one sharing it like community services, and you make sure that you have a dedicated highway for all your needs. Last but not least, security. So we actually partnered with Horangi, leveraging a tool called Warden, and that allows you for 24/7 security, both at the infra layer and app layer. So we're very serious about this, and we're in process of reaching high standard security, ISOs, and making sure we conduct regular internal and external security audits. As a side note as well, we partner with Google, so we do have a closer relationship with them. So we make the most educated decisions going forward for the platform at the infrastructure level. What about APIs? You're a developer, you want to tap into the API world, DLT. What do we have to offer? So like I mentioned, the native APIs, REST API, which I also give you a little bit of demo on what you can do. We have a few helper tools to kind of navigate that part a bit better. The gRPC API, which is also native. So as you may know, basically protobuf, a little bit more tricky to kind of tap in and stream data from, but we make it available. And also, like, if you need to kind of have your own dedicated one, we can also take care of that. two ones that we've been putting a bit of time because we also see a lot of value into it is the JSON RPC relay. So this is the Hedera JSON RPC just kind of allows you to interact with smart contracts and EVM data, but through Hedera, but actually just using a lot of familiar Ethereum tools. So we're going to do a little demo Web3.js, and we're actually going to connect our Hedera account to MetaMask. So that's going to be pretty cool, and we're going to show you a little bit about where is that at the moment. Last but not least, Watchtower. I'm going to give you just a little peek into our augmented API. We're going to do a lot more stuff with streaming, so stay tuned. And at the moment, we're going to show you like how easy it's simple of code. You just put a socket, you put your API key and your URL, and you're good to go to kind of get some data down. At the moment, we're doing support for the HCS topics, so direct consensus service. That's all for the APIs. I have 4, and then continuous work to augment and improve all of these. The platform itself, possibly like 4 main parts. 1, analytics. So I'm going to show you how much detail we actually can give you about the account usage and when you're tapping into our APIs. And notification system, there's no daily limit. So for example, if you have an account with us and you want 30 million requests, if you need to spend, if you spend 5 million in one day, if you're having a great day with your application, that is no problem. We don't limit that. Auto scale, which I'll show you a little bit, and just really granular overview over API usage. I'm going to show you how you can even see at the method level how many people are actually calling that method, which is nice, give you more educated decisions about how your applications and your dApps are being used. Support, we have a ticketed system. We actually reply very quickly. So that's inside the platform. I'll show you in a bit. And Slack support. So anyone that comes into our paid tier, we always open a channel. We're always welcome for any type of questions about Hedera, where the platform is, questions even about development, onboarding. We've grown to have a lot of experience with, issues that people have at the development level. So we definitely offer that type of support. Also here in Docs, we have Docs ARKHIA, which I'll show you our documentation. So you got code samples, and also our GitHub repo, which is public and has a lot of type boilerplating. This kind of helps you to accelerate your experience with ARKHIA. And I'm going to do that in the live demo. Complementary tools. We have a status page that show you as well, our Explorer, which allows you to tap into the mirror node data that our GUI exposes, and Workbench, which is an in-dash API navigator. So we found like sometimes just checking the APIs and schema is not always that easy. You can go to Swagger, but not always straightforward in Hedera. So we're just trying to improve that experience.